Happening right now, a discussion surrounding Sacramento's Railyards district was pulled from a meeting agenda, but it didn't stop some local residents from voicing their concerns. City leaders are looking to restart the process to create a special financing district, saying the money is critical to supporting the new soccer stadium and other development. However, some Railyards residents claim the city is trying to silence their opposition. On the story today, ABC 10's Austin Castro, who was at the meeting, who talked to the residents who showed up to protest. So, Austin, why was the item pulled from the agenda, and what did the residents tell you?
Well, we learned just moments before the meeting began this morning at 9:30 that the item would be pulled for, quote, administrative filing issues. Now, it is set to return at a future date, which is still to be determined. And despite the item being pulled for now, many residents we spoke with who were set to oppose it still spoke during the meeting's public comment. The city is currently in the process of trying to restart the creation of an enhanced infrastructure financing district, or EIFD. The district would use a portion of future property tax growth from Railyards development to help pay for roads, utilities, and other infrastructure. Just last year, residents living at the AJ Apartment and Wong Center submitted enough formal protests to halt the process. However, the city's revised map now leave those two buildings outside the proposed district. Councilmember Phil Pluckybaum explained the reason for that boundary change, while an AJ Apartment resident I spoke with here says the city should instead listen to people who already live in the neighborhood.
I don't think they thought we would even show up to contest this, but it's our neighborhood. We just want a few things. We would like 25% affordable housing because 6% is just not enough. But let alone grocery stores, but you're not asking our opinion.
We eliminated properties that were tax exempt and not going to pay into the IFD, and then we're looking at adding a few other potential properties that might yield some additional benefits.
The decision to remove those apartment buildings from the district is especially significant because it could affect who counts in the formal protest process. Under EIFD law, if more than 50% of eligible residents and property owners within the district protest the plan, the proceedings must end. That is what happened last year, forcing the city to wait a full year before restarting the process again. Now, many residents we spoke with here are calling on the city to return those two buildings back within the district boundaries so those residents can retain those formal protest rights. And as for what they're demanding, they're calling on the city to also have 25% of the planned housing be affordable, have an anti-eviction fund, and also a grocery store. As for when it is set to return to a meeting agenda, still no set date, but city officials tell me they hope to bring it back as soon as possible.